Hello and welcome to That Has United, one stop for everything Manchester United. I'm here to give you all the latest Manchester United news coming out from Fabrizio Romano this evening. So stay tuned for everything. Don't forget to like this video, follow this page, share this video to as many people as possible, and let's get straight into everything coming out concerning Man United according to the king of transfers, Fabrizio Romano. We have a lot to talk about, so stay tuned. Starting with the first news of today, Joshua Zirkzee. According to Fabrizio Romano, he says Man United have been actively working on a deal for Joshua Zirkzee over the past 2 to 3 weeks. They are gathering detailed information about his release clause, which is 40 million euros and valid until mid-August, as well as details about the salary, contract and commission. While United have not yet decided on their course of action, they recognize Zirkzee as a significant opportunity and will likely have an internal discussion very soon. Like I've said previously, remember, we haven't made a bid to Bologna yet. We haven't spoken to Bologna yet. We have spoken to him and his representative to know what to take to do that deal. Fabrizio Romano also said AC Milan have been working on signing Joshua Zirkzee for a while and has agreements in place with him and his family regarding contracts and salary. However, the deal is currently stalled due to disagreements over agent commission, which AC Milan are willing to accept. This also came out last week, that the deal with AC Milan couldn't move forward because of his agent is requiring a very high fee to complete that deal. That's why his move to AC Milan has stalled, and now United have come into the scene and might hijack that deal from AC Milan because maybe his agent might be more reasonable with us, but we don't know. But as he says, we are still gathering information about him, and internal discussions concerning Joshua Zirkzee will soon be held at United. This is according to Fabrizio Romano. He also said United and Chelsea have shown interest in Maximilian Bayer, gathering information about him around 10 days ago. However, as of Monday, neither club have decided on their next steps regarding the player. Maximilian Bayer is the striker of Hoffenheim in Germany. He's a striker. I think he's around 21 years. So that is also someone we can look at if we don't go for Joshua Zirkzee. But one thing Fabrizio said is another crucial aspect of the situation is the budget available. Man United is the budget available to United for a striker. Financial constraints and financial fair play regulations are significant considerations. Selling players is essential for United this summer, while there's interest in various strikers, including Maximilian Bayer. No immediate decision or action are expected. So like I said, we have to sell before we buy. So it is a very, very, very important thing to consider, selling before buying. He also said, according to Fabrizio Romano, he said, Ivan Toney has been a topic of discussion for United for months as they consider both young and experienced striker options. Toney is highly appreciated by the club, but currently there is no concrete or advance, there's nothing concrete or advanced regarding his transfer. No imminent deal is expected even during the Euros. This is for Fabrizio Romano concerning Ivan Toney. So it's fair to say that Man United really do have to sell a lot of players for us to buy anybody, and also the Euros is kind of slowing things down. So we need to sell. So selling Greenwood, selling Sancho, selling Wan-Bissaka, selling Casemiro, these actions will likely give us more room to sign players. And according to Fabrizio Romano concerning the Todibo and United deal, he says Todibo and United was a concrete and serious negotiation, particularly before the FA Cup final, with Todibo very keen on joining. However, due to the UEFA regulations and the issues with Nice, the deal cannot proceed. Consequently, Todibo is now considering other options with interest from clubs in Spain and Germany. So Fabrizio Romano said that before UEFA put a stop to that deal, Todibo to United was basically very, very close to being a done deal. But because of the restrictions from UEFA, he is now thinking about going to clubs in Spain or Germany. So he can't come to United anymore. As of now, it's practically impossible for him to come to our club, and it's very, very unfortunate. But Todibo is now considering his options in Spain and Germany. And for Gerard Braithwaite, Fabrizio Romano said Gerard Braithwaite remains a strong option for United as the player is keen to join. Conversations with his agents are ongoing. The situation depends on Everton's financial decisions this week, particularly regarding financial fair play and player sales. Everton asking price for Braithwaite is around 65 to 70 million pounds, which United are unlikely to pay. The player is waiting for United's decision, which will be influenced by Everton's position. If Everton do not shift on their position concerning the asking price for Braithwaite, Man United will not pay that money for him. So it's very, very simple. Let's see what happens. If Everton in the coming days, because the June ends this week, right? So if Everton in the coming days decide to change the asking price for him, then we can discuss with them for Braithwaite. If not, that deal is as good as gone. And to other centre-back targets, Fabrizio Romano also said that if United decide not to pursue Gerard Braithwaite, Bremer is a potential option. Bremer is Gleison Bremer of Juventus. Fabrizio Romano said Bremer's release clause valid next summer is between 55 to 60 million euro. However, there is a private agreement between Bremer's agents and Juventus to consider offers of similar value this summer. Currently, there is nothing concrete from United regarding Bremer, but is highly appreciated. If United do not get Bremer, if United do not get Braithwaite, Gleison Bremer of Juventus for around 55 to 60 million pounds might be a deal we might consider. Let's keep that in mind. And also to another centre-back option, Fabrizio Romano said another option is Lenny Yoro. United, along with Liverpool and PSG, have shown interest and recently inquired about his situation. However, Yoro prefers to move to Real Madrid and is waiting for them. Man United chances depend on whether Real Madrid exit the race, which as of now, they have not. Yoro wants to go to Real Madrid. If Real Madrid does not want him anymore, then he might look at going to other clubs. For me, I feel Man United should exit that deal. It's very obvious he wants to go to Real Madrid. His heart is set at Real Madrid, and most likely he will go there. He's 18 years old. Madrid will love this kind of player with high potential. They'll probably get him. So that deal is something that we probably cannot do. So it's best for us to look at other options. But if he doesn't go to Real Madrid, Man United will be in a race for Lenny Yoro, 18 years old centre-back that plays for Lille. Very, very high potential. If he's not going to Real Madrid, we might be in for him. And to midfield options, Fabrizio Romano said, the real issue is FFP. The real issue is FFP. Keep that in mind. He says, the real issue is FFP, which makes it difficult to spend 120 million for João Neves. João Neves, very highly rated midfielder. So many of you have said, Man United should sign Neves, United should sign Neves, but his release cost is 120 million euros. That's a very, very big problem. And United said, and Fabrizio Romano says, a player they admire and have been scouting for months, which is João Neves, along with Arsenal and PSG. And PSG recently made concrete moves to sign him. However, Benfica insists on the release clause being paid for Neves, leaving United in a tough spot as negotiating payment terms won't likely make a significant difference for them currently. Even if we're going to pay it instrumentally, paying 120 million euro for João Neves is crazy and is something we probably cannot afford, except we sell lots of players to have room for that. But I don't think we can do that. So those of us that want to sign João Neves of Portugal, of Benfica, he's a very highly rated player, but that deal just can't be done. It's too expensive for us. And also, it says United may need to be realistic and consider other options for Neves, as their ability to spend will also depend on player departure. Like we have always been saying, selling equals buying. The more we sell, the more we buy. The future of players like Casemiro, who has a Saudi possibility, and Christian Eriksen, who is awaiting conversation with Eriksen, will impact United's budget. If United sell Casemiro, sell Eriksen, sell Wan-Bissaka, sell some other players, then maybe we'll have more room to sign players, but not even enough room to spend 120 million on a midfielder. That's likely to be impossible. And since we lost out, since we could not sign Mikel Olise, Fabrizio Romano was asked about what other winger options we might go out for, and he says moving for another winger is a possibility, but not a top priority for United at the moment. Olise was a significant opportunity with several contacts made in recent months, but FFP was a problem. FFP. Fabrizio Romano have been saying it's FFP today throughout the whole interview. FFP. So it looks like we have serious problem with FFP, and selling is the key deal to making anything happen. But Fabrizio Romano said to make Olise deal happen, that if we had signed Olise, Man United would have needed to sell Sancho and Mason Greenwood, or at least one of them, which they haven't managed to do yet. The market is slow due to the Euros impacting many clubs for United. The delay affects their ability to pursue Olise as they cannot afford the total package now, which includes a commission. So Fabrizio Romano said, even if we had gone in for Olise, we wouldn't be able to have done that deal because we haven't sold Mason Greenwood or Jadon Sancho. And for us to buy another winger, we have to sell either both of them or one of them. So that's why we couldn't do that Olise deal, and now he has gone. And the agent fee was, the total salary package was for him was very high. Agent fees were high, and Crystal Palace wanted 45 million up front and 5 million later, and we couldn't do that because of the financials that come with it. So we missed out. And also, Fabrizio Romano said, currently the focus is on acquiring a new centre back, addressing the left back position, potentially making moves in the midfield, and prioritizing a new striker. If United can generate good revenue from selling Sancho, Greenwood, and other players, pursuing a new winger could be feasible, but is not an immediate concern. So it means that even if you want to sign a new winger, it might be towards the ending of the summer transfer window, which might be in August. So Fabrizio Romano said, for Victor Lindelof, he said, Victor Lindelof is not considering a move to Turkey soon. He wants to take his time to assess all his options despite Mourinho's interest. Currently, there's nothing close between Lindelof and Fenerbahce. So I know previously we said that Lindelof probably will move to Turkey, but according to Fabrizio Romano today, he's saying that Lindelof is considering his options and he doesn't even want to move to Turkey. He wants to consider all his options and before he decides where he wants to go to, right? But Mourinho really wants him. So let's see what Lindelof will decide. But of course, that decision will be after the Euros when the summer transfer window kicks off in full force, not even now. And as for Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Fabrizio Romano said there's also interest and his contract is up next summer. He's evaluating all his options, including possibilities in Italy, which could be viable for him this summer. Both Lindelof and Wan-Bissaka prefer to wait and see how the market develops, which is currently slow due to the Euros, despite United desire to sell the players quickly. So the Euros is really slowing down loss of departures for us. But let's see what happens with that. And according to Fabrizio Romano, in the case of Mason Greenwood, he says at the moment Mason Greenwood appears to be closer to leaving United than Sancho. Negotiations for Greenwood is more advanced with Italian clubs like Napoli, Juventus, and Lazio showing interest. However, these clubs find it challenging to deal with United due to our high cost of over £40 million that we're asking for Mason Greenwood. They find it difficult to deal with us, but plus salary and the significant sell-on clause United demands. Benfica showed interest but withdrew last week due to financial package being too expensive. Fabrizio Romano said Juventus, Napoli, and Lazio are interested in the deal, but they are saying that the £40 million we're requesting for, the sell-on clause we're requesting for, and the salary that the players are requesting for, they feel it is way too high for them. But of course, it's all negotiations and it could come down. But Benfica was in on the race last week, but they pulled out. Good for them. I don't really care about Benfica. Their players are always high, so they can't complain if our own players are high too. According to Fabrizio Romano, he said Casemiro is keen on joining a Saudi Pro League club, but it must be on his own terms regarding the contract. Negotiations are ongoing as the Saudi side is determining their budget for short deals. Casemiro will accept the move once he believes the conditions are right. The situation remains flux as both sides continue discussions. So Casemiro is highly likely to move to Saudi Arabia. Let's see how that develops. Casemiro probably will leave, yeah. Even Eriksen also will leave, but let's see where they go to. And in terms of this right back situations, if Wan-Bissaka leaves, Fabrizio Romano said interest in Jeremy Frimpong has always been present, especially from Jason Wilcox, who knows him very well from his time at Manchester City. However, any move depends on FFP. FFP. The whole topic of today is FFP. We need to sell players to buy players. So when we start selling players, that is when we start buying players. Very important. Very important for us to consider. Honestly, it's very obvious now. It's all FFP. And to some different news concerning a potential return of our former striker at the club, it has been reported that Ruud van Nistelrooy our former striker, played on with Ferguson, Alex Ferguson. According to Fabrizio Romano, he broke the news yesterday that we're in discussions with him. Also today, he said that these discussions are advancing very, very fast. But according to the Telegraph, it says United are making good progress with Erik ten Hag over a contract extension. Both parties are hope to finalize a new contract soon, and there is the possibility of Ruud van Nistelrooy returning to Old Trafford on the back of those discussions. This is from the Telegraph. But according to Fabrizio Romano, he says Ruud van Nistelrooy is very, very close to being our next assistant manager, and the deal is advancing very, very fast. So those are the things coming out today. This video is kind of all over the place, but that's what Fabrizio Romano had to give us today. And let's see what happens over the coming weeks. But the whole topic of today is FFP, FFP, FFP. Let's see what we do regarding selling players, because that will determine how many players we can buy. So that's all for now. Don't forget, this is Die Hard United, the one stop for everything Manchester United, and I will see you all on the next one.